Are you living the Delaware Beach lifestyle? You can't live at the beach and do nothing. This up-and-coming year-round area has lots to offer. Find out where to eat, play, and serve. Living the ultimate dream.
All right, guys, 302 Lifestyle. I love it. I love this area. I've been all over the country, and if you guys are here, you love the area too. And today, I want to talk about plastic. So, I'm going to show you a couple of really disturbing pictures. Where'd it go? Of some restaurants in the area. Now, some of you may not know this, but I own a cleaning company. That guy with the broom, TGW Broom. It's very awesome. The people that make that company great are just so amazing and just love serving the community. So that's one topic. But the second topic is plastic. So being a cleaning company owner, I've seen the dirty side of almost every place in this town. So what's that mean to you? Well, I never understood the whole plastic thing, right? Let's get rid of plastic straws and all that stuff. Well, working in the cleaning industry, I started seeing a lot of restaurants taking and again, I get it. It's hard work. I actually went to culinary arts program when I was younger and really I wanted to own a restaurant, and I just love food and restaurant industry. Well, working in the back, I realized how difficult it was. And I know that it's so hard, guys. Whoever's listening that is working in a restaurant, I get that it's difficult, it's hard, especially at the end of the day. And the dishwashers, you're trying to clean up, and you got so many people and so many dishes. So what ends up happening is, like by the dumpster or by some other areas, you'll start finding where they just like to dump the cups out that have ice and straws in them. Well, I've got some pictures of some of the areas around here that literally have hundreds and hundreds of straws, like weekly, dumped. And what happens is it rains, it floods a little bit, and these straws go out into the ocean or into the streams or into the gutters, and it gets into our ocean. Well, if you guys haven't seen this yet, there's a show on Netflix. Oh my heavens, I forget. Shoot, it's called Sea. Ah, my gosh, I will remember and I'll post it on here. But there's a show that just came out. It's a documentary on a guy that was really into saving trees and plastic and all that. Well, he started diving into some of these foundations and realized that a lot of them are backed up by the fishing industry. And the fishing industry is just detrimental. It's devastating the ocean. Um, it's just math, guys. So projected by 2000, I think it's like 56 or something, they're estimating that there's not going to be enough fish in the ocean to take out anymore. And even the farming industry. So there's fish farms, but the amount of pollution that's going into the ocean from these fish farms it's killing wildlife and algae. And along the beaches, we're pulling all this sand up and replenishing the beaches, which sounds great, but it's actually destroying the coastline and natural erosion and things that happen that need to take place to keep the planet alive and bring oxygen into our environment. Apparently, like there's just some really crazy numbers on this stuff, and I don't want to dive into that because I'm not here to be a Debbie Downer or negative Nancy. But I want to talk about what you guys can do to start making a change. Now, sometimes in the grocery store, I'll start seeing people complaining about switching to paper bags. I really don't understand Walmart, you know, uh, to go against the plastic bag thing. They decided to make their plastic bags thicker and stronger, thinking that people are going to use them and recycle them. But I don't see any single person bringing back in a bag to reuse them. So it's just something to think about. What we've done is in our cleaning company, we are coming out with, or no, we didn't come out with, but we are rolling out these compostable bags. So what I want to talk to you about today is what you can do to make an impact in the world. And I was standing in the grocery store the other day, and I'm looking around, And first of all, we started shopping around the outside where we try to get all fresh vegetables and meats. It's a little bit more expensive, but I'm telling you, I haven't been to the doctor in years. And Daisy had lymphoma in her liver at one point, and we took out high fructose corn syrup, which, by the way, is in almost everything, including milk. Like, anyways, not gonna get into all that stuff, but looking around, we got rid of all that stuff, and she never had to go back to the doctor. Her lupus is seems to be on the back burner, and I account it all to changing our diet. And with that said, in the inside aisles is everything used for one-time use, just about. I'm standing in the grocery store, I'm looking around, and man, everything is like one-time use, one-time use, one-time use, millions and millions of products. And I'm like, holy cow, by the end of the week, all this stuff is just going to be in the trash. I mean, an entire grocery store full of one-time use products that must go through a billion items. And this is just one grocery store. So if you just think about the logic behind this, we just keep taking our stuff away. We put it in recycling. And, like, I think it's less than 10% of the stuff that you put in the recycling bins actually gets recycled. And to top it off, a lot of the stuff isn't even recycled here. So what they do is they just put it on these giant ships and take it over to other countries, and they don't know what to do with it's so much stuff that they end up just burning it. So it's going into our ecosystem. It's raining like microplastics. It's getting into oceans. There's like hundreds and hundreds of whales and dolphins and all kinds of fish washing up on shore because they're getting choked by like fishing plastic gear and trash and bags and bottles, and straws. And there's just so much stuff going on. Um, I mean, eventually what's going to happen is it's just like our meat consumption, or fish or chicken or cows. Like, there's going to be so many people someday that eventually the human race is going to be forced to do something about it. So with that said, not to be negative, it's just the facts. Like, it's just logical. So being a cleaning company owner, I started looking at like how many trash bags we're giving out. Like every day, each team, I mean, we're doing like, dozens of properties a day, and every house gets trash bags and trash bags and trash bags, and we're throwing out trash and using trash bags for rags and all this stuff. So anyways, I wanted to talk to you guys about this stuff. So Etsis is a really cool company. It's actually one of the only true companies that I found that's stands behind their product and isn't lying to you on their packaging. And there's a bunch of different ways that they use to trick you into thinking that something is safe. So after watching that Netflix documentary that you're going to watch on the sea, you'll see that, no pun intended, the packaging that they use for fish and dolphin safe products and stuff, a lot of it isn't even true. A lot of these places are the money coming in to support these companies is actually by fishing companies. And in order to fish for the fish that you're eating, shrimp and all that stuff, they're catching all these like dolphins and sharks and all this stuff. Like literally, like I think it's like 5 million dolphins or something. Like it's just crazy amount of I don't know, wildlife that's dying for us to eat food. And they're dissecting like some of these fish and stuff that aren't making it or that we're eating. And what they're realizing that the health benefits, well, first of all, omega-3 fatty acids aren't even in the fish themselves. It's in the algae that they're eating. So like, why don't we just skip the fish and go straight to algae? Well, fish tastes good, right? Well, what they're finding out when they dissect these fish is that there's these things called microplastics, where the plastic that we're throwing away, it gets trapped in the ecosystem. It breaks down in some way, through heat and the sun and the ocean and the ground and all these things. And it's breaking down these little tiny microplastics or burning it. And these fish, they're forced to kind of breathe this stuff in or drink it, or any other wildlife. And plastic is indestructible. It literally will last like hundreds of thousands of years in some cases, or longer than that. Like sometimes it just doesn't break down. It's indestructible. And it's crazy to think about that we have billions of products that we're using every day that is just a one-time use thing, right? So anyways, there's my long rant on this, and I'm just now kind of waking up to this and realizing that, man, like this isn't like you need to recycle your glass bottles anymore. This is like we need to stop using plastic. So there's things that companies do to kind of hoodwink you into thinking that they're safe. And some of the things are labeling. So they're just put on, oh, this is safe. They put biodegradable. They put all these different terms that actually aren't good. Biodegradable means that it actually breaks down into microplastics, that it breaks down, but it's not good for the environment still. So I'm bringing this up because you can switch to compostable bags. Compostable means that it actually will break down in an eco-friendly way in the environment, and it's been proven to do so. And I just want to bring this up because our company is switching. We At first I wasn't on board for getting rid of stuff because I thought they're just recycling plastic anyways. Like, what's it matter? But then they come to find out that only I think it's like less than 7% of all the plastic that is being recycled is actually recycled. And even that isn't being done properly. And then they're burning some, and then the rest is just going into the oceans or landfills. And we're literally just polluting our planet. And in like 100 years from now, this problem is going to be so bad that our kids may not even have a place to call home. That's how bad it is. So, and when you look at the earth and you're outside of nature and you're like, yeah, right, man, like the earth is so big, like there's no way. But I don't know, math doesn't lie, you know? So, anyways, there's my rant. I am on board with stopping the use of plastic, and I want to know if the community or what we can do to get involved with this. But the first step we're going to make is being conscious of what we are buying. If I'm buying something, do I really need a bag to carry it to my car and then throw it away? Um, can I remember to bring in my cloth bags to use and not use Walmart's double, triple strong plastic bags? And if I'm going to be using bags at the house, I'm going to be putting some links down below, guys. Etsy is one of the best companies I found on Amazon where you can buy compostable bags. It breaks down within 12 months. It's made from cornstarch, which I'm not a big fan of corn, by the way, but um, yeah. So non-toxic, no microplastics, and it's a good, strong bag that works. We're switching our company over to this. We go through hundreds of thousands of plastic bags, and we are going to be switching. So if you start seeing us or you're a customer listening, and you're starting to see these orange bags, that's why we are making the switch, guys. I am on board for this stuff. I wanted to give you guys some information about what you're looking at and what you're using. I want you to check out especially living so close to the ocean, man, there's nothing that drives me more crazy than when I go down to the beach when all the tourists are here and there's just trash everywhere and people just don't respect their trash. And, you know, when I was a teenager, like 15, 16 years old, and I just got my car or my license, and I thought I was so cool, and I would just drive around, just throw my trash out the window and stuff. I just can't believe I used to act like that. And now that I'm seeing, you know, other countries, we've traveled, we've gone to third world countries, and oh my gosh, it is just so bad in some places. There's just so much trash, guys. We got to start doing something about it. And I think one of the best remedies for this is coming up with compostable products to replace the stuff that we're using. It's pretty obvious that people aren't going to stop using junk and trash and one-time use stuff because we're creatures of comfort, but we can switch what we're using. Yeah, it's just like eating organic, man. Nobody believed in that stuff. And now there's almost a replacement for everything you eat. You can get lower sugar stuff. You can switch um, your packaging and switch to organic, switch to non-GMO. Guys, our lives and our kids depend on this stuff. So here it is, compostable trash bags. Check it out. Let me know if you guys are sick of hearing about this stuff. Uh, I know I didn't really understand it until I started watching some of these Netflix stuff. There's stuff like Cowspiracy, um, there's something C, and Netflix just came out about the ocean. Um, just so many cool things to watch, guys, and wake up. We're in a time of knowledge, right? Knowledge is so readily available. It's one of the best times in the world to do anything because you don't need school, you don't need to go to college. I'm not saying those things are bad, but you can learn anything you want to learn now. So if you were sitting there and you're like, man, this is so stupid, like the earth is so big, just recycle, it's just trash. Like, just do a little bit of research and you'll see that this thing is getting out of control. And living so close to the ocean, guys, we have a responsibility to try to do something about this. I'm going to try to get some guests on to talk about this topic in our area. And I look forward to having you guys on. In the meantime, keep living the 302 lifestyle, guys. We'll talk soon.
Wish you could spend more time having fun and less time with chores? Go to 302beachtalk.com to get $20 off a home cleaning. You'll be entered to win a completely free cleaning. Eat, play, serve. Sponsored by That Guy with a Broom.